go. Come on, something. Come on.
Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spunk.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
A sensation swept the world at large last season as a mythical legend manned the hot corner. His son joins him for their first tandem appearance in prime time, two main attractions for the price of one. In the other corner is a AAA veteran and a spreadsheet god. His high-powered moonwalkers aim to launch baseballs into orbit. wolfyLion and his wolfyLions engage WishboneRulz and the astronauts. This is Match of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this production of the XBL, the cross-platform baseball league. I'm Floribel, your play-by-play announcer, and with me on color commentary is league officer and Catella crazy, Weaver for Prez. Weaver, we're looking at a good matchup between these two highly competitive AAA teams, both sitting above 500 here in Week 2. Now, all AAA games are played at 90 ego in all categories, except for batting, which is set to 83, which is a 3-point increase from the 80 they had last season. And yet it seems that small increment hasn't affected these two teams much, if at all.
No, you're right. And it's been, I think, overall a great change for the AAA. A lot of competitive games across the board. And like you said, these two off to great starts after seasons that may have disappointed them in season 9. I know WishboneRulz and both wolfyLion, I believe they both finished under 500 when they certainly have the ability to maybe do better. They're definitely doing better this season, and it's going to come to a nice little intersection here as they play each other here in prime time.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a test of both of these teams, both playing very competitively, and both of these teams, looking for a really good postseason run. Both of which I believe they did very well with in the postseason last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, wolfyLion in particular, I believe, making it all the way to the quarterfinals, scratching off a couple of upsets. It was a nice story last season. He'll certainly be looking to do that again, and maybe with even better seeding, because like we said, he's off to a much better start, as is Wishbone. Wishbone, again, disappointing season last season after a very good rookie season 8, but he's off to a high, I believe, 6-2 start here at the end of week 2. He'll obviously be looking to make that either 7-3 or 8-2 or what have you. They'll both, be super competitive tonight. It's a great matchup. A lot of power on the side of the Knots, of course, and a pretty well balanced attack on the side of the Lions.
And I think that brings us to our first key of the game: moonshots and main attractions. We have, the hitting of Wishbone. Being able to absolutely dominate, as you had said before, just a very strong hitting team. Whereas you have with the wolfyLions, you have the deadly duo of main attraction and Sun. Last season it was just main attraction, but now his son has been added to that team, main attraction and main attraction junior, both sporting very, very good batting stats. And it seems like if you've got runners on the bases and you're facing those two batters, you can't really walk in a run right there.
Yeah, you almost have to think about pitching around when possible. Main attraction and main attraction junior, both S-tier players, I believe both 99 in every single category that you can possibly make them. It's two very deadly players in that lineup. It does come at a cost. The rest of the lineup, not quite as fleshed out, but man, those two in the middle there, absolutely thrilling to watch. We'll see how Wishbone attacks them tonight. If he has a pitching plan, it's got to revolve around those two superstars. Whereas maybe the NASA Knots lineup a little bit more balanced with that power.
Yeah, the NASA Knots I think would be deadly throughout, and if Wishbone can find a way to contain that top of the lineup for wolfyLion, then we're going to see, we're going to have to see what wolfyLion does as an answer to that. But that's all conjecture. We don't know what Wishbone's strategy is going to be for main attraction, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And that brings us down to the home field advantages between these two teams.
Yeah, these two picking stadiums that are, while not absolutely bizarre, are not quite as common as others. wolfyLion going with Founders Field, Wishbone going with Red Rock. Both of these stadiums have unique right fields, especially Founders. Watch out for that whole right side of the outfield, especially in right center. There's a super short porch out there you can hit. And even in direct right, it's really not that deep. Red Rock, same thing. Right field, it's not that deep. It's also not that tall. There's a bit of a weird interaction with the right field foul pole as well. So look for park factors to play in here in both of them. They both have deep center fields for what it's worth. And then finally, that last key to the game, both of these teams rocking the 2-bar defense. They both decided when making their team builds, especially this season where everyone had to lose a bar down to 20 bars instead of 21. Both of these teams deciding they wanted to rock league minimum defense. We'll see if that plays in tonight. Depending on who you ask, sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't matter that much. We'll see.
Guilty as charged. And it's very interesting, especially when you consider wolfyLion, who back when he was in his rookie season, in the off season, he was trying to do his best with a 5-bar defense. He really wanted a team that was excellent defensively. And now to see him rocking the 2-bar defense here in season 10, it kind of gives an idea of where the league is heading in terms of general thoughts in defense, but it could come back to bite them in the back, and we'll see if that happens here as we get ready for the game 1 of this AAA series. It's a 2-game series. We have the AAA Match of the Week coming to you in just a few moments, followed by our XBL Match of the Week. We hope you stick around for all of the action, but for now, let's get ready for game 1 of the AAA Match of the Week between the wolfyLions and the NASA Knots. And we are loading into Founders Field. It looks like the wolfyLions will have home field advantage here for game 1 between the NASA Knots and the wolfyLions. And it looks like Hayes will be on the mound for the Knots, while Alpha Lion will be the starting pitcher for the wolfyLions. And he will get this game going against Lovell, Shepard, and Armstrong to lead things off for the Knots.
That's a 0.53 ERA for who I assume is the ace of this staff. Stats certainly look like it. Through 2 starts, excellent numbers. Looking for a third.
First pitch down the middle, swung on and missed for a strike, and that one hung over the plate, belted to deep center field at the wall, and Junior has it right in front of the yellow line for out number 1.
Yeah, big start there. Wishbone bidding for a home run on a very wild red pitch. Just missed it.
Front of the changeup there sends it foul, and there's just a little bit of a taste of the power that this Astronauts offense has that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, they can
swing and a miss low in the side.
And like we've kind of almost joked about in the past, but it's really not a joke. They can hit the homer in bunches too. If he hits one, look out for another.
Curveball outside of the zone, grounded back to the pitcher, thrown out at first for out number 2. And that's going to be a key for both of these teams, I think, is going to be laying off of those pitches outside of the zone. Waiting for your pitch. It's hard to be patient in this game, especially when you really want to swing the bat. Let's see what happens here at 2-0. Takes that pitch inside, gets into a good count here. 3-0 does Armstrong. Wild pitch on the outside corner, misses. And that's a 4-pitch walk after getting 2 outs in a row. Brings up the cleanup batter, John Glenn.
Yeah, going back to your point there, it can be a little nerve-wracking too, just to add on to the plate discipline discussion. Being on match of the week, having eyes on you, we put on this whole song and dance and everything. Sometimes there's a little extra pressure to see who it affects the most.
Yeah, the nerves are there. This is the ace starter for the wolfyLions, Alpha Lion here on the mound. That one is belted towards Wimaway. Mistimed dive isn't able to come up with it. That's going to go all the way to the wall, and the Astronauts should strike here first with an RBI double here in the first inning.
Yeah, just hit too hard and too well placed. Even the 99 speed of Main Attraction Jr. could not get to it. I thought maybe we'd see a dive to try and cut it off. I'm not sure it would have made a difference. Wishbone runs all the way from first to score the game's first run.
And it's hard to, after missing a dive with the infielders. That one is belted to deep left field, but it will hook foul. Will it stay in play for Pumbaa? And it will! Right in front of the wall. Didn't think he had a play on that one.
What a catch. Not sure he could even see it. Just over his shoulder makes a beauty.
Knots still take a 1-0 lead off that RBI double there in the first. Now is the wolfyLions' turn to try and strike back. A werewolf to lead things off against Fred Hayes, a 0.69 ERA. High velo, low junk, and good accuracy. And that's the key, I think, to this, that we're seeing a lot in this season, is that move toward accuracy and away from junk. So that one has popped up on shallow center field. Armstrong has it for out number 1.
Yeah, if you want to discuss potential metas in the XBL, if you believe in that sort of thing, I would say there definitely was a shift this offseason towards accuracy. Junk definitely being the one of the three that's kind of the middle child right now. Maybe not getting as much love.
Lion Scar behind in the count 0-2. Swings on that one left over the zone, but hammered right into the glove of Mattingly at second. That's 2 outs in a row. But here comes one we were talking about, the S-ranked Main Attraction Jr., batting .333 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs on the year. Power versus lefties activates. Takes that pitch inside, gets ahead of the count 2-0. The delivery from Hayes. High curveball out of the zone, chases it, hammered right into the glove of Armstrong. A 1-2-3 inning, just what the Knots ordered. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here in the second.
Yeah, it's always a cat and mouse game with hitters like that at the plate. Big boosted stats. The pitcher wants to be extra careful, wants to get them to chase the hitter, looking for a home run and really nothing less with each swing. Wishbone comes out on top, round 1, but looming on deck when they do get back to the bottom of the second, an identical hitter almost.
Now batting the second.
That one inside on the 2-seamer, grounded for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on here. The Knots lead 1-0. Swing and a miss on that big heat on the inside corner. 101 miles per hour there from Alpha Lion, who just gets right now below 1 ERA after giving up that run in the first inning. Chases that changeup out of the zone. Alpha Lion scoops it up, throws it to first. That's out number 2.
Now batting the pitcher.
I think the key here for wolfyLion early in the game is going to be to get Wishbone to chase these pitches outside of the zone and not leave anything too over the plate. That fastball in there for a strike. That looked like it was taken all the way by the pitcher, Fred Hayes. That one outside. The 1-1. Taken outside. Interesting that Wishbone uses the pitcher in the 8 spot here instead of the 9 spot. As that one is grounded to a Wimaway, picks it up and throws it to first. That's out number 3. They trade 1-2-3 innings and fitness down on the starting pitcher as he was running to first. We'll see how that affects the game and if that's anything to worry about as Main Attraction steps up into the batter's box.
Oh, it is
a
weak.
pulled hamstring.
Sometimes when that happens, you hope it's just maybe down to whatever the yellow one. This isn't good. This is one of the better pitchers, as you can see from the stats. He's going to leave him in and see what he can get out of him.
Main Attraction only batting a 154 average so far on the season. Still looking for his first home run. Gets ahead in the count 3-0 here. Right over the plate, but taken all the way. You'll notice wolfyLion will do that very often, taking the 3-0. The 3-1 misses way outside. And the Lions have their first base runner of the game. The very speedy Main Attraction is aboard at first. Dog Catcher steps up, batting .310. Fred Hayes looks like he's still staying in the game. Hammers the first pitch, just a bit foul down the third base line.
Yeah, plenty of speed over there. But Wishbone is through the 2 Main Attractions.
You can see a pitch out there. Still. Very conscious of the speed there at first base. The 1-1, right down the middle and taken all the way. Strike 2. The 1-2. Again with the pitch out there. The 2-2 from Hayes. Over the plate, hammered, but right into the glove of the third baseman, Aldrin.
Now batting the shortstop.
So 1 out, a runner on first, a very speedy runner at first. The
Yeah.
Wolfie Lions trail by 1, and a Wimoway steps up into the plate. It's down in the dirt. The 1-0. Misses inside. Wishbone's still trying to work through this injury with Fred Hayes. That one outside gets into a good count, 3-0.
Yeah, I think that the just tough speed on there at first is really getting in Wishbone's head, potentially.
That one left
injury.
piped right down the middle, but just a bit early on it was WolfyLion. Hammers it foul. The payoff pitch in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher. But the runner's moving anyway, so first and second, 1 out for Lion Nala.
Fielder, number
And here's the first threat of the game for the Wolfie Lions here in the second inning. Swinging first pitch, not a terrible idea. That pitch was hittable, I think. Maybe just mistimed a bit.
Yeah, WolfyLion, if he gets impatient, he will start swinging at the first pitch, and it sometimes pays off, as that one's down the middle too, and it gets picked up by the glove of Aldrin, steps on the bag at third, but not in time. The runners were taking off on the double steal. It pays off for WolfyLion. They only get the ground out at first. The runners advance, so 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs here for that number 8 batter, Timon and Pumbaa. The 1-0, just a bit low. The 2-0 pitch here to Pumbaa. Down the middle, hammered up the middle. Is there a play? A tough dive, isn't able to come up with it. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and the Wolfie Lions take a 2-1 lead.
And you just cannot underestimate the impact, the potential impact that a double steal can have. Keeps them out of the double play, keeps the inning alive, and they both score on the well-struck single.
That was the key, putting both runners into scoring position there as the pitcher drives this one to the outfield and right field. Lovell gets under it at the warning track to make the catch for out number 3, but the Wolfie Lions take advantage of the injured pitcher for the Knots. Take a 2-1 lead here. Knots back up to bat. The lineup will turn over. Gus Grissom up to bat first.
Yeah, and everyone's got their opinions about batting a pitcher 8th. It's not very common. You do see it sometimes in Major League Baseball for comparison, but in this case, it's going to pay off for Wishbone because instead of leading the game off with his weak, batting pitcher, he gets one of his speedsters up.
On the other hand, you have to think, does he have to leave in his pitcher until that pitcher spot comes up again?
Yeah.
Does he have to leave that injured pitcher in that long? It's a kind of a double-edged sword at that point. The 1-2 way off the plate, not offered at. This one right down the middle, the 2-2. Swung on, weak contact towards left field. Pumbaa will get under it, makes the catch for out number 1. The lineup turns over. Jim Lovell up to bat, batting a .432 on the season.
Looked like the Wolfie Lions had the shallow outfield there. Wishbone just a little bit harder contact there, and that's probably a triple.
More weak contact. This one up on the infield. The Wimoway sets under it and makes the catch. Yeah, that number 9 batter had very low power, good contact, and had that stealer trait with high speed. I can understand why they wanted to play a little bit more infield than they usually would. Going with the guard lines infield here are the Wolfie Lions. As that first pitch is hammered through the gap, and Timon and Pumbaa picks it up, throws it back in. A 2-out single, and Neil Armstrong's going to look to finish the job.
And honestly, sometimes in a stadium like Founders, as the runner goes here, we'll see what happens.
The pick threw him out at second. A good arm there from the catcher, and just a bit of a late start there from Wishbone. Unable to get that stolen base. Caught stealing, and the top of the order due up now for the Wolfie Lions.
I was just going to say, sometimes in a stadium like this, I kind of like the idea of going shallow, especially, if it's kind of a low pressure situation, especially in right field. You look out there really isn't that much room. So, why play them deep at all when you can just play them shallow and trust the speed of your outfielders to go back on certain balls.
A very good point there. As the day is over for the injured Hayes, it looks like they weren't going to let him play anymore. As that one is grounded to alternate third on the 0-2 out of the zone. Glenn makes the grab at first for out number 1, brings up Lion Scar. Now the reliever is German Titov, who is 5.06 ERA. The diving effort from Aldrin there on that ground ball. More action through third to first is the throw for out number 2. This brings up Main Attraction Jr. 2 outs and nobody on. German Titov with low velo, low junk, high accuracy, no fastball to speak of, and he makes quick work of the top of the Wolfie Lions order. And that's something we've seen the Wolfie Lions struggle with a bit in the past, is that low velo game. He's going to have to adapt here if he's going to want to get more than just the 2 runs off the 1 hit.
Yeah, it kind of harkens back to what we were saying about high accuracy being the thing this season. Wishbone employing a pitcher there that looked like league minimum velo, league minimum junk, and then some pretty good accuracy. Oh, is this fair or foul?
Wishbone wants to tie the game, and it's just foul. Just missing the pole by a hair. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. The 1-2 here to Neil Armstrong. Not offered at the curveball outside the zone. The 2-2. Swung on, and it's weakly hit, but past the glove of wolfyLion. It'll go as an infield single to lead things off. A big infield single for the Astronauts.
Yeah, 2 very different swings there. We saw a couple pitches before. He absolutely crushed that ball foul. And then he just dribbles one right back up the middle, and that's the result.
Good changeup there from wolfyLion. John Glenn thinking fastball all the way, it looked there. The 0-1, way outside and low. A lot of speed there on the bag at first. We'll see if the runner goes. That one just misses outside. The 2-1, pickoff attempt. Not moving. wolfyLion trying to keep this game where it is. Wild pitch, but swung on and missed. Brings the count to 2-2. Another wild pitch. Swung on and missed. Blew it by him with the wild pitch fastball.
Yeah, I believe that was 3 or 4 red pitches in that at bat. Still pays off. wolfyLion, he's the ace for a reason. He can really huck that fastball in there.
This is going to be the key. Another key for the wolfyLions is taking care of that accuracy. That one's grounded to first. The play at second in time to throw on to first in the dirt and not picked up by Scar at first. So they get the out at second, but are unable to turn what could have been an inning-ending double play.
Yeah, and that always hurts when you make the error on the potential play to end the inning. That opens the door just a little bit for Wishbone. We'll see if he capitalizes or if Wolfie can close it out.
Lion checking the runner at first again there. Low and inside, swung on and missed. The 1-2 here to Schmidt. In the dirt, swung on and missed. Got him chasing that changeup in the dirt. And that will end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Lions holding on to a close 2-1 lead. The main attraction will lead things off here in the 4th.
That's a favorite pitch of mine, honestly. That changeup in the dirt. Sometimes it can really fool people, and it did there.
Low velo. He's going with the power swing here with the main attraction. We'll see if it pays off. The 1-0. Just a bit outside. Low velo, low junk. The 2-0 is in there for a strike. 2-seamer, changeup, and a curveball in this arsenal for the low velo reliever. We'll see how long he can last here, having to come in early after the starter suffered an injury. That one well in the plate, taken all the way. The payoff pitch to attraction. Outside, but swung on and missed. Not even close. And a good job there by the reliever to take care of main attraction.
I always say this, that the full count might be the hardest count to take a pitch on. It's so easy to expand the zone when it's 3-2. Sometimes even if it's 3-0 or 3-1, it feels easy to take that pitch. As soon as it's a full count, though, the pressure's on.
Yeah, the 3-2 count is always difficult to lay off of any pitch. Check swing on the pitch right at the corner, called a strike. 2 outs here, nobody on. That one misses inside. The previous batter swung at the first pitch, and it was driven deep, but not quite to the warning track. And this is the problem sometimes with low velo, is finding that sweet spot to get enough power to drive the ball out of the park. The 2-2 down the middle, and that one swung on, ripped up the middle. That's the second base hit of the game for the wolfyLions. They're on base with 2 outs, and that will bring up the number 7 batter, Lion Nala. He's batting 167 on the season.
Yeah, and you can see Wolfie has switched to the contact swing against this pitcher, this low velocity pitcher. Sometimes when the velo's this low, it can be really tough to time a power swing. I definitely don't blame him for trying to go for contact.
And with that contact swing, he goes after the first pitch, lifted to right field, right in front of the warning track. It is caught to end the inning. We head to the top of the 5th. 7, 8, 9 batters due up for the Knots, looking to claw back, down by 1. Curveball over the plate, swung on and hammered, but foul. Change up, 0-1. Swung on, an interesting bounce into the glove of Owimwe. Throws to first for out number 1.
Yeah, maybe hit a sprinkler head or something. That was funky.
Gurman has been doing a very good job here for the Knots. We'll see if Wishbone leaves him in against the locked-in wolfyLion, or if he'll go to his bullpen yet again in the bottom of the 5th. Taking a bit of time here.
Performance sports equipment for home
Yeah, he's gotten great production so far out of this reliever. He will go to the bench and thus the pen in the next inning, though. In the middle of the game, though, so I guess it makes a little more sense.
I can imagine that wolfyLion would be pretty happy with this, not finding much success off of that low velo pitcher. Change of pace, maybe doing something good for him, as that one is weakly hit, but up the middle yet again. I believe that's back-to-back innings where the Astronauts have gotten a hit like that. And wolfyLion knocked out of locked-in mojo. That could be big, as the Knots have a runner on first with one out. Gus Grissom at the plate.
Yeah, 54 pitches, the 55th upcoming here. It's going to be a pinch runner here, the tying run on first for the Astronauts. The velocity's starting to tick down with the fatigue here. He would love to get back to locked in, though, and give himself some more pitches.
And with this number 9 batter, you can see again the low power use the Lions going with the shallow outfield there, as that one is dribbled weakly. It's not going to be 2, but they get the out at first for out number 2. Runner in scoring position now with good speed, and the top of the order, Jim Lovell, looking for his first hit to tie this game up. First pitch misses high and inside. The 1-0 misses just a bit inside as well. Trying to find the location with the low heat. Swung on and missed. Sticking with the heater. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Big moment here for the Knots. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with the low inside change.
Yeah, there's that 2-strike change. Wishbone, that's the second time he's been fooled with 2 strikes on that low change. It's really fooling him, and that's just a fantastic pitch for wolfyLion there to get out of it with the tying runner in scoring position. Now he's got a chance to add on.
He does have a chance to add on, but I believe his heart might have deflated there a little bit as seeing the reliever who came in. Another low velo pitcher without a 4-seamer, Valentina Tereshkova, on the mound for the Knots. Low velo, low junk, low accuracy. Not much of anything to speak of for this pitcher.
Yeah, a little more junk than the last guy that was in, but definitely not enough accuracy to, I would say, paint the corners at least consistently. We'll see.
Makes quick work of that first batter, grounds out. wolfyLion locked in again. Looks like he'll be staying in the game past the 5th. First pitch misses high for a ball. The 1-0. In the zone, a late swing there, gets under it. It should be caught by the third baseman, Aldrin, and it is out number 2. Brings up a werewolf, the top of the order.
Number 30.
2 outs, nobody on here for the wolfyLions. They lead by 1. Scored a 2-1 right here in the bottom of the 5th. Gets into a good count there. 0-2 does Tereshkova. The pitch outside, but he chases it to defend the plate. Mattingly picks it up, fires it to first. A 1-2-3 inning there for the Knots, and their turn with the heart of their order up to bat.
Yeah, Wishbone really tapping into something here with this low velo bullpen build. I believe the other 2 pitchers in that bullpen a little bit more gas, so we'll see how that factors into the end of the game. But at least for now, Wishbone cruising a little bit. Wolfie is 2, to his credit.
Yeah, wolfyLion doing an excellent job there out on the mound after giving up that 1 run just in the first inning. Has been cruising along. We'll see how long it can last as that fastball is hammered off of the glove of a Wimoway just out of his reach. I'm surprised that he got a glove on it at all. It will be a 1-out single. And trying to get the job done and tie this game up or even take the lead is the number 4 batter, the cleanup man, John Glenn, with the double on the day.
Ludicrous amount of speed on first, and there he goes.
The throw to second, just not in time, and that was a 99 power throw from the catcher. With that boosted stats, those boosted stats there at second, almost no chance as that one is grounded back to the pitcher. The throw to first in time. Mojo back up there for wolfyLion, back to locked in. But the tying run is just a few feet away there at third base.
Call me crazy, but Wolfie needs to watch out for the steal of home here.
Swing and a miss there, low and inside. On the RBI man trait, I think, taking up most of his attention here with Aldrin. As that one is grounded to Scar, picks it up, takes it himself to first. Oh, there are a lot of things that could have gone wrong for the wolfyLions with that play, but they did not. They get out of the inning, and it stays a 2-1 ball game with the heart of the wolfyLions order due up.
Yeah, big at bat here for Lion Scar. Let's see if he can get on and set the table in front of the main attractions. He may do better than just get on. Let's see.
And an 84 power swing. No one's going to get it. It's going to be off of the wall. I think Wishbone might have thought that one was out of the park. You can see how slowly the runners were trotting over there. Instead, it is a lead-off triple for the wolfyLions here in the bottom of the 6th, and Main Attraction Jr. due up.
Absolute roller coaster out there between the left fielder and the center fielder. Not sure exactly what was going on. In any case, that's a triple, and barring disaster, Wolfie should be able to convert this to the 3rd run at least.
A big order here for Tereshkova to keep this game where it is. Gets into account here, 2-1. The pitch in the strike zone, taken all the way. Whiffer trait activates for Junior, the 2-2. I almost said it too soon. Thought that was strike 3. It is just a bit inside. The payoff pitch is ripped up the middle, and that's an RBI single. The wolfyLions make it a 3-1 ball game.
Very patient at bat there. That was the 6th pitch. That was the only one he swung at, too. Right back up the middle. There's that insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's almost like that patience goes up a notch when you see Main Attraction Jr. and Main Attraction at the plate, knowing how valuable these players are to that team. Main Attraction taking 3 pitches in a row, all balls. The 3-0, taken all the way, just clips the outside corner for a strike. The 3-1 here from Tereshkova. Power swung on just in front of it and drives it foul. Full count here, runner on first, nobody out. The payoff pitch. Ripped up the middle, gathered by Armstrong, but the runner was moving, only has the play at first. So a ground out that moves the runner to second, and Dog Catcher steps up to the plate.
Yeah, I think maybe Wishbone a little spooked there. He's got to catch that. Oh, it's off his glove. Is he going to score?
He will score with Main Attraction Jr. running off of contact. Well, not off of contact, but as the pitch was thrown, looking to steal third. Instead puts contact, bounces off of the glove. Scoring there was Junior off of that RBI single. A heads-up play there by wolfyLions to keep the runner going. And that one is an infield fly, basically. So 2 outs and runner on first here for Lion Nala. And the wolfyLions now have made it a 4-1 ball game.
And I kind of want to rewind that play. When it was Main Attraction batting and Main Attraction Jr. on first, there was a hit and run, right? And Main Attraction hit it to the shortstop. I'm almost 100% certain Wishbone could have gotten the out at second. And had he done that, maybe that runner doesn't score.
It was a very close play there at second, and Wishbone, I think, taking the safest option there, which was to get the sure out at first. You don't want that kind of speed on first and second, let me tell you. Wishbone able to get out of that inning, however. The damage, however, is done. 4-1, the wolfyLions lead here in the top of the 7th. But this Wishbone and his knots, their offense has been threatening this entire game. But Alpha Lion has been able to keep a lid on it so far. We'll see how much longer he goes.
Look where he's going with that change.
That low inside change
is up to the challenge.
Worked so many times. He fouls it off. Does chase it. He's going with it again. We'll see what happens here. The 0-2. Taken all the way. Learning a bit. Harrison Schmidt here. The 1-2. The fastball low. Swung on. Broken bat. Lion collects it. Throws it to Scar for out number 1. Brings up Ken Mattingly.
Number 28.
Yeah, wolfyLion has done a fantastic job this game of getting Wishbone to chase, because he will punish mistakes, Wishbone, but Wolfie certainly exploiting some plate discipline.
I think wolfyLion's getting to that point that I talked about earlier with both players trying to get the other player to chase, and I think right now wolfyLion is just ahead in that battle as Tereshkova's day is done. Pete Conrad coming in to pinch hit, looking for his first hit of the season. Grounded weakly to Attraction, picks it up, fires it across the diamond. A 1-2-3 inning for the wolfyLions. 7th inning stretch here at Founders Field. Yuri Gagarin is coming in, the high velo, high accuracy pitcher, trying to keep this a 4-1 ball game and give his knots a chance to come back and take game 1 of this series.
Yeah, Wishbone, forgive me if I'm wrong here, but I believe Yuri Gagarin, the first human being ever in space. So big deal here on the mound.
And he gets an out number 1 off of 1 strike. Grounded. Glenn gathers it and steps on the bag at first. Brings up Alpha Lion, whose day might be done here. Locked in mojo, but 75 pitches thrown here in the bottom of the 7th. A good bullpen there for the wolfyLions. We'll probably see Wild Thing come in the top of the 8th. This will bring up Confused Hitter. I'm not sure if he knows where he is, but we'll see if he can get a hit. Looking for his first of the season. 1-1 count here. Gagarin. Swung on, grounded to third. Aldrin collects it, throws it to first, and that is out number 2. Werewolf steps up, looking for his first hit of the day. We're on the mound. 4-seamer cutter, screwball change. First pitch swinging, grounded to Mattingly. Picks it up, throws it to first. A 1-2-3 inning there. So we head to the top of the 8th. We'll see what reliever comes in. And it is Wild Thing that the wolfyLions are going with for the top of the 8th versus Grissom, Lovell, and Shepard.
Yeah, and the clock is ticking here for the Astronauts. He can lament his defense all he wants, but really the pitching of the wolfyLions has been dominant. Well, Wishbone, sorry, they both start with a W. Both of these guys pitching very well. The wolfyLions have been a hair better.
This one hammered, but on the ground. Werewolf gathers it, throws it to Scar for out number 1. This brings up Jim Lovell. And you can see right here, Wild Thing's ERA, not quite as what Alpha Lions was. As that one is hammered, belted to deep left field, and it is gone! The Knots have made it a 2-run ball game here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he's called Wild Thing for a reason. That either cutter or two-seamer is a moving fastball right over the heart of the plate. Like I said, Wishbone rarely will miss a mistake. He crushed that puppy. Now it's a 2-run ball game.
We'll see what wolfyLion does with that pitch moving forward. He does go back to that cutter, low and inside. Swung on and fouled. Gets into account here. 0-2. K-Man activates for the K-Man pitcher, Wild Thing. The 0-2. High fastball swung on. Wild Thing might not have this one, but he does make the grab in out number 2. For out number 2, that was a risky move there by wolfyLion, not using the control sticks to guide that pitcher. Get under it still. Ooh, chases that low changeup there. And that's the deadliness of a high velo pitcher who has that K-Man trait, varying up that velo and the angles there. As that one is lifted to a werewolf for out number 3. So the Knots get 1 run there in the top of the 8th after a huge solo blast. Still, they trail by 2. Get to the bottom of the 8th. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for the Lions.
Yeah, prime chance for the wolfyLions to try and find that run back or more before they go into the 9th.
We'll have to find something off of Yuri Gagarin. Yo, 1 is ripped over the head of the shortstop. That could be extra bases. No dive from the center fielder, so it should be a lead-off double there for the wolfyLions. And some dangerous batters due up here for the wolfyLions yet again. Main Attraction Jr. steps up to the plate.
Yeah, that's, I want to say, the second time. Yes, the second time that the 2-hole hitter has gotten on in front of the Attractions. It's exactly how you want to play for Wolfie. He does need to cash in, though. Nothing's guaranteed.
Late on 2 fastballs, brings the count to 0-2. The whiffer trade activates for Junior. Digs for that one, sends it foul. Runner on second, nobody out here. The wolfyLions lead by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Takes that pitch, high fastball, lays off of it. The 1-2 here from Yuri. In there for a strike, couldn't catch up with it to release the trigger. And that's out number 1. Junior struck out looking.
Yeah, Wolfie made a great take there on that 2-strike fastball above the zone, but then just got caught frozen on a fastball low and away. Really not painted that well by Wishbone. I just don't think he was expecting so much of a strike there.
I think he was taking all the way based on how the reticle didn't move at all. Just took that pitch all the way. Takes off with the number 2 batter, and he's going to be caught in between second and third, and that's out number 2. Throwing away that runner was wolfyLion. So now nobody on and 2 outs for Main Attraction. The 2-2. Just a bit outside. Works the count full. The payoff pitch here to Attraction. Bit late on that low changeup. Drives it foul. Payoff pitch again. Misses high, and Main Attraction is aboard with a walk, but with 2 outs, having thrown away that runner during that at-bat.
Yeah, and if Wolfie can't get the run across here with 2 outs from first, remember that sequence there where he tried to steal third and was caught. Should Wishbone mount some sort of a comeback in the 9th, that mistake could loom large.
Both of these teams having made big late-game comebacks in the past. We'll see if the Knots can do one here. As that one is belted to that shallow, deep right field. Does it have the legs? It does not! Grissom with the robbery!
Goodness, talk about remembering things in case other things happen later. That looked like it may have cleared the fence. If not, it was certainly going to score Main Attraction Jr. from first for the insurance run. Instead, it's still a 2-run ball game. Oh, Wishbone looking to make it a 1-run game on that swing. He's got to do some work, though.
Chases that inside cutter, brings the count to 0-2. K-Man activates. Wild Thing still on the mound. The high heater not offered at. The 1-2 is going to miss inside. We'll see if he chases. He does. Swung on the infield. Owimoe gets under it, makes the grab for out number 1. The wolfyLions 2 outs away from securing win number 1 in this series. Changeup misses over the plate. That one is swung on, but driven foul just in front of it.
That was a scary mistake there if you're a wolfyLions fan.
Yo1 swung on into the glove of a Wild Thing. I thought that one was going to get past the pitcher as it had done multiple times this game, but Wild Thing with the heads-up play, able to reach out his glove for out number 2, and now the Knots down to their last out in Harrison Schmidt. The 2-0 is ripped up the middle. That's a base hit, and the tying run for the Knots will come up to the plate with a runner on first. And 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Ken Mattingly, power versus righties, looking for his first hit of the game. Wild Thing's going to stay in. This is very interesting because the Lions do have Chuck Lyon, I believe, is a lefty, still in the bullpen. But they're going to stick with Wild Thing. The 1-1. Out of the zone, grounded towards the traction, picks it up, throws it to first. Out number 3, and that is the ball game. The wolfyLions take game number 1 at home, and that one was close at the end there, Weaver.
Yeah, if you're Wishbone, all you could really ask for is to have that opportunity to tie the game with one swing. He got that opportunity. Just better pitching, better situational pitching from wolfyLion in that inning and in the entire game, really. A gem of a game. They're holding a powerful offense like the Astronauts to just the 2 runs, one of them on the solo shot, one of them on the 2-out double in the first. Really not enough praise we can give to Alpha Lion and Wild Thing. Unless I believe it was just those 2 pitchers. Correct me if I'm wrong. But a combined gem there to earn the game 1 victory, move to 6-3.
Yes, it was just Alpha Lion and Wild Thing there on the mound. On the flip side, for Wishbone, what an effort there in the bottom of the 8th inning with the wolfyLions threatening so much, and yet he was able to get out of that inning, out of that jam, without giving up a single run. He had that runner on second with all of that speed. Wishbone holding on to the ball and able to pick off that runner. And then with the amazing robbery there in right center field, we thought that ball might have had a chance of getting out. At the very least, it would have scored, like you'd said, main attraction, who was on the bases. And yet he was able to make that amazing catch. Momentum shift there for the Knots. They did give up 2 outs before getting that hit in the top of the 9th. It was all there for the Knots to make that huge comeback, tie it up with a swing of the bat. Unfortunately for the Knots, it didn't shake out that way, but you can see how closely these 2 teams are playing each other, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this game number 2 goes. It truly can go either way, and honestly, this is going to show how competitive the AAA is going to be this season. These are very high-tier players in the AAA division, and they really are playing each other very, very closely. Yeah,
fantastic matchup there in game 1. I expect the second game to be similar. And like you said, the competition in AAA, it's just great. No undefeated teams, and here at the end of week 2, you love to see that. No one quite running away with things. We'll talk more about the power rankings up and down the field in presumably tomorrow night's weekly roundup. But,
I've got my whole list right here, Weaver. Do you need that right now? I've got like all of the I did all my math. I have my advanced calculus here to determine which teams are mathematically the best in the power rankings.
Yes, absolutely. The objective geometry, if you will, the trigonometric power rankings.
I took basic algebra in college. I think I know how these number things work. Honestly, there really is a ton of competitive, I believe the word we're looking for is parity between all of these teams here in AAA this season. And on the flip side for XBL, there are 1 or 2 teams who it seems are in different tiers. It's very interesting to look at the XBL's separation of teams and then look at the AAA's separation of teams and see the similarities and differences there.
Yeah, and in seasons past in the AAA, if you're not familiar, the AAA began with Season 8 of the XBL, the first season of cross-platform integration, brought in a ton of players and not enough spots, so the second league was created, 80 Ego hitting. So this is the 3rd season of the AAA. It still goes by Season 10 because it's in sync with the XBL. But in Season 8 and in Season 9, there kind of was that effect that you mentioned with the XBL, where there are a couple of players that are seemingly a tier above. And those players, they're the ones who are left standing at the end. But I think it's less so this season. We definitely have more upset potential against those best players, more parity up and down the field.
One thing's for sure, in all of our divisions, AA, AAA, and XBL, this is going to be an exciting season to watch.
Absolutely. Season X, the 10th. Love it.
And we are loading in here now to Red Rock Park. The Knots will be the home team for game number 2. White will be on the mound for the Knots, while Plow will be on the mound for the Lions. We'll see how this change of scenery, these change of pitchers, will change their approach at all in the game, and see if we have a different outcome. The wolfyLions looking for the sweep. The Knots looking for a split. Ed White, 3 fastballs, a curve, and a changeup. The first pitch in there for a strike, 101 miles per hour. That's some big velo right there.
Yeah, and this game going to decide who moves to 7-3 and who moves to 6-4. They both start this game 2 here at Red Rock at 6-3. So a lot on the line.
And either way, both teams sitting over 500 for sure at the end of this series. So props to them for a very good start to this season.
Mm-hmm.
That one in there for a strike after the ground out to start off the game. Lion Scar, swing and a miss on the high heat. The 1-2 here from White. Chases that one outside the zone, but gets good lumber on it. That'll find grass in left field. A 1-out single there for Scar brings up the number 3 batter here. Main Attraction Jr. We've seen this a lot, Weaver, in game 1. We'll see if he can convert here in game 2 as that first pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, Scar, that 2-hole has been excellent at setting the table. But it really is up to wolfyLion to execute with his 2 best hitters here. Here's one.
Chases on the low outside corner. Fouls it off. That one inside, taken all the way. The 1-2 here to Traction inside. Good eye there from Junior. The 2-2 outside brings the count full. The payoff pitch here from White. Down the middle, and a very late swing there from Junior. Whatever he was expecting, it was not that heat. A big strikeout there for White brings up Main Attraction.
Yeah, it doesn't get much more late than that, unfortunately, there for Wolfie. Still has a huge chance here with Main Attraction, who's off to a slow start, surprisingly.
The 0-1. Chases that one in the dirt. Aldrin collects it, throws it to first. A close play, but just in time. That's out number 3. The Lions strand a runner. We head to the bottom of the first. 1-2-3 batters due up here for the Knots.
Yeah, with 99 speed on Main Attraction there, if Wishbone makes any hesitation move on the left side of the infield on a dribbler, that is a base hit, and it's 1-0.
Donkey Plow leaves that one over the zone, and Lovell doesn't miss it. That baby is gone. A solo shot to start the game for the Knots, and back-to-back games, they take a 1-0 lead in the first.
Yeah, another hot start here. I guess if you're Wishbone, you're just hoping you don't lose your pitcher again to an unfortunate injury. It's going to see a curve here.
Curve misses the zone. Yeah, that first pitch from Plow, just a bit too much of the zone, and Wishbone didn't miss it as that one is lifted to a werewolf on the right side of the infield. Makes the grab for out number 1. Brings up Neil Armstrong here. Changeup in the zone is hammered, but foul into the seats. With the low heater, the 0-1 misses. Brings the count to 1-1. Goes with the inside curveball, but it hangs over the plate. Grounded to a whim away. Picks it up and throws it to first. That's out number 2.
Yeah, and I think we'll see Wolfie kind of go back to the approach he had in game 1, where he was getting him to chase a little bit. Doesn't chase that one, but I think we'll see more chase pitches after that absolute blast to lead off.
Chases that 2-seamer off the plate. A werewolf collects it, throws it to third, throws it to first for out number 3. So 3 batters retired in a row, but not before the Knots hit a big solo homer to start it off. The Knots lead by 1, and the wolfyLions looking to claw back into this one. Swing and a miss there on the low and outside corner. The 0-1 here to dog catcher, swung on, lifted on the infield. Should be playable for the shortstop. Neil Armstrong gets under it, makes the catch.
The shortstop, number 27.
A whim away, steps up, batting .333 on the season. A very good average for the number 6 batter. First pitch is in there for a strike, clipping that inside corner. Good pitch there from White. Has a 3.97 ERA on the day. Another good one, that time on the outside corner. The 0-2. Low, taken all the way. This Arsenal seems to be doing pretty good on the wolfyLions to start off the game, as that one is hammered, but it should be playable in center field for Grissom. Settles under it for out number 2, brings up Lion Nala.
Number 13.
Yeah, a good 2-strike swing there for Wolfie. Nothing to be ashamed about. Just couldn't quite poke it into the gap. That's what you want to repeat.
Knott's looking to get Ed White locked in if at all possible and try to avoid an injury like we saw in game number 1, as you had said. That one misses way high. The 2-1 here to Nala. Misses high. Brings the count to 3-1. A good batter's count. See what happens here. That one over the plate and ripped up the middle. That's a 2-out base hit.
2-out base hit. Going to give one extra chance at least. See who's batting here. 8-hole hitter. Wolfie would love to try and find another one and maybe at least get the lineup turned over for the 3rd inning with the pitcher on deck. We'll see how this transpires.
Swing and a miss on that pitch on the outside part of the plate, the 0-1. Good check swing there. That pitch just a bit low, able to lay off of that breaking ball. The 1-1, just a bit inside. Runner on first, 2 outs here for the wolfyLions. They trail by 1, that pitch outside. Another 3-1 count. Down the middle, swung on a bit late and missed it with the reticle. Brings the count full. The payoff pitch. Runner goes. Dribbled to Armstrong to throw it first in time for out number 3. So the wolfyLions get another runner on. Can't bring them home. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. 5, 6, 7 batters due up for the Knots.
Yeah, good idea there from Wolfie. 3-2 count, 2 outs, utilizing that preload steal there for the hit and run. Got a good pitch to hit, just missed it on the reticle to dribble it to the shortstop. I think if he had just an inch higher on the reticle, hits it up the middle, that runner could be on 3rd. Suddenly you got something cooking.
Yeah, we noticed that he's been swinging at a few good pitches, but just not able to get that reticle in the placement that he wants. But 2 pitches here in the bottom of the 2nd, and 2 batters already retired. Back-to-back ground outs. And that brings up Ken Mattingly. This is exactly what Plow wants to see after giving up that solo shot in the 1st inning. Just trying to get out of this inning and keep this a 1-0 game. But that one is ripped down the right field line. It's fair. Nala's going to try to get the out at 2nd. The throw 2nd will be late. A ton of speed there from the Knots. A 2-out double brings up the pitcher spot, Ed White.
Yeah, and like he said, he swung at the first 2 pitches for 2 outs. A lot of times if you do that, you'll just take the next few pitches on principle. A good job from Wish, though, as he's going to ground out. Nice play there at first. But a good job from Wish to still swing at his pitches. Just because, you make a couple outs on the first couple doesn't mean you have to take if you're getting good pitches.
If you are making hard contact like that and it just happens to go to the infield, you're doing something right. Mm-hmm. You're just not hitting it where you want to hit it there in those cases. And it's hard to get that down to a science, especially at these higher egos. That one lifted to left field. Shepard gets under it and makes the catch. So clearly Wishbone doing something right on offense there. Just wasn't able to get the luck he needed with those spots. And some good defense there from the wolfyLions keeps it a 1-0 ball game. 1 out here as that one is ripped up the middle. That's a 1-out single for the wolfyLions. The tying run is aboard.
Great single there. And here's Lion Scar, who's been money in this series with the 2 S-tier players looming.
Yeah, we've talked about the attractions before the game, but so far it feels like the offensive juggernaut has been Lion Scar.
Yes.
Runner on first, the 0-1. Chases that one, lifts it to deep left field at the warning track. Weak contact, but Alan Shepard makes the grab right in front of the wall. Didn't miss that one by much.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 42.
This will bring up Main Attraction Junior. First pitch, low part of the zone, in there for a strike. Runner on first, 2 outs. The 0-1, taken all the way. That's a strike on the outside corner. Whiffer trade activates. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Stayed in the zone that time with the changeup, and wolfyLion didn't know what to do with that one.
Yeah, a bit contrary to the previous ways he had Wishbone had attacked Main Attraction and Main Attraction Junior. That time, wasting him on 3 pitches in the zone. He had been dancing around the zone a bit in previous at-bats, maybe a bit intimidated. That time, he took the fight straight to the bat of Main Attraction Junior.
With the normal infield and shallow outfield for the number 9 batter, Gus Grissom. Again, with that low power, good contact, high speed. That one is ripped A werewolf with a leaping grab. The second baseman, I didn't think he had a chance on that play.
Yeah, climbing the ladder very nicely there. Even with the shallow outfield, I believe that was going to drop in front of Lion Nala, so he definitely saved a hit. Now he's got 2 quick outs and the 2-hole hitter up.
This brings up Alan Shepard. 2 outs, nobody on. Power versus lefty activates for Shepard. Low changeup taken all the way for a ball, the 1-0. Catches the outside corner, brings the count even to 1-1. Donkey Plow with the 4-pitch arsenal, 2-seamer over the plate. Swung on and missed. Goes with the curveball low and away. Reaches for it slow. Off the glove of Plow, picks it up, throws it to first just in time for out number 3. Props to the pitcher for sticking with that one.
Yeah, it's a great job by Wolfie not to panic there, not to try and switch to maybe a different infielder. Just stays with the pitcher, makes the nice play, gets him by a step. Beautifully executed. And here's main attraction.
The cleanup batter, main attraction, batting only 138 on the season, takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Check swing, that time trying to expand the zone. Wishbone trying to get Lion to expand the zone there. Doesn't happen. Swing and a miss there on the high heat. The 1-2 to attraction. Reaches outside of the zone for that one. It could be a little flare. Armstrong able to run back and make the catch behind him. That was a pretty interesting turn there from the shortstop to make that play.
Yeah, that one headed for the Bermuda Triangle. Wishbone he almost overruns it, but he does a good job. Gets the out, and there's an infield single.
A dog catcher with enough speed to beat out that one. It was weakly hit, and after the dive, after that second baseman left his feet to get that ball, to corral that ball, dog catcher, I said a little bit of speed. That is a little bit of speed there at first. That one's ripped up the middle. The inning continues first and second here with 1 out for the WolfyLions. We'll see what he does here as Lion Nala steps up into the batter's box, the number 7 batter, 1 for 1 with a single earlier in the game. Infield placed to double field depth. That one down the middle is hammered into right field. Hard hit. Lovell collects it. Not a lot of speed there at third. The bases are loaded with 1 out for Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, horrifically misplaced fastball middle there from Wishbone. Big props to Wolfie for being ready. And this is a massive opportunity to tie the game or better.
Misses inside twice. Does White. The 2-0 here to Timon and Pumbaa. A curveball, maybe a little bit high, but the reticle nowhere near it. The swung on and missed. That time swung on and missed on the high heat. Brings the count even to 2-2. Inside a big check swing, just able to hold off. Payoff pitch coming in. Swing and a miss. Got him on the outside corner. What a pitch there from White.
Yeah, massive pitch. There's that second out. It's going to force Wolfie to at least think about it. He will. I think this is the right play. Leave in his starter. It's only the top of the 4th. He still could get a hit here. He's going to need to square one up.
Finds one to swing at in the strike zone, but not enough contact there. It is lifted to Shepard in left field. The WolfyLions leave the bases loaded. And a big sigh of relief there for the Knots and their fans as their 3, 4, and 5 batters step up to the plate.
Yeah, that's a very significant jam job there to get out of that from White. This one back deep. Attraction Junior. Whoa, what a catch.
What a catch from Junior at the wall. The way that ball was carrying that line drive, I thought it had a chance to get over the wall in center field. It turned out that it would not have made that, but still an amazing grab from Junior there, able to get up with that jumping effort. As that one is looped into the gap in left field, nobody's going to get to that one. Should be a 1-out double there for the Knots.
Yeah, Wishbone really piling on some of the hard contact now. Still only has the 1 run to show for it. He had that home run on the first pitch he saw in the bottom of the 1st. We'll see.
And the RBI man steps up to the plate. First pitch swinging, grounds it to Scar on the changeup. Out number 2, the runner does advance from second to third, so an insurance run there at third base for Harrison Schmidt. 2 outs. And Donkey Plow, only 26 pitches thrown here in the bottom of the 4th. And here's what we're talking about both players, expanding the zone a little bit, chasing out of the zone and swinging early and often. As that one is ripped, but just fouled down the third base line. 2-seamer left over the plate, and that's going to be a run. That one's lined past the diving glove of the second baseman. Junior collects it, throws it back in. An RBI single. The Knots convert that runner. 2-0, they lead.
Yeah, any tiny mistake can change the complexion of the game. Wolfie, I think, had the the very good idea there to get Wish chasing on a cutter just outside of the zone as he gets the third out here. But he just didn't quite execute that two-seamer. I'm sorry, I can't remember if it was a cutter or a two-seamer.
It was the two-seamer, I do believe.
Two-seamer. So he wanted to get him to chase just a hair out of the zone for weak contact. It's probably the right call. He just couldn't quite execute it, caught too much zone. Wish didn't miss it.
And that location could come back to haunt him. So only a 2-run ball game as the first pitch is ripped, but right into Armstrong, who picks it up, throws it to Glenn at first. Mojo up for the starting pitcher on that ground out. Brings it up Lion Scar, 1 for 2. Locked in is Ed White with 56 pitches thrown. Swung on the first pitch. He's not going to be locked in after that one. A rip into right field. Lovell tries for the 9-3 putout. Gets past the glove of the first baseman, and he's going to take off for second. So a single E9 there, I believe. Brings up the 10th main attraction junior.
The E7, I think, is the right fielder. Oh, that could be gone.
That could be gone. The 10th main attraction junior goes yard, and this ball game is tied.
This is reminiscent of the wolfyLion's debut in primetime in Season 9 versus the rookie Chill, who unfortunately didn't come back for Season 10. It was in Red Rock in Chill's home stadium, and both of them went very back and forth. It was an excellent game that ended in a Chill victory. That's just kind of what I'm reminded here, seeing that wonderful game-tying rocket.
Main attraction swinging at the first two pitches, nowhere close to the zone, looking to go back-to-back son and father action. Chases that one out of the zone, but is able to rip it up the middle for a base hit. So a 1-out single this inning continues for the Lions. Dog catcher up to the plate.
And as our newly appointed caster, BK's Dudeness, points out in the chat, that error, that attempted 9-3 that probably wouldn't have netted anything anyway, really comes back to hurt the Astronauts there. It's a 2-run game-tying homer instead of a solo shot.
This one grounded to Mattingly, but so much speed from attraction, no chance for the double play. They get the out at first, but a runner now in scoring position. The go-ahead run at second base. Owimaway steps up to the plate. First pitch curveball in the dirt. The 1-0 here from White, who was teetering on the edge of locked in at the start of this inning, is now tense. Just like that. 1-1 to Owimaway outside of the zone. He chases it. It could be a little blooper. Is anyone going to get to it? No! And that'll score the go-ahead run. The Lions take a 3-2 lead.
Sometimes the best hit is just to hit it where they ain't. That's exactly what Wolfie did there. Gets another run, and he leads this game halfway through.
And it looked like a bit of a stutter step from Wishbone with the infielder towards that bloop hit. Not sure if he had a chance at making the play if it wasn't for that, but it could have been a miscommunication. Like, not sure which fielder it was that was controlling. But that was definitely an interesting thing to note as that play wasn't made, as that one is grounded very weakly, chased out of the zone to White. Throws it to first, but the damage is done. The wolfyLions put up a big 3 spot in the top of the 5th to take a 3-2 lead. 8-9-1 batters due up for the Knots as they try to claw back.
Yeah, a couple defensive blunders in that game in the beginning and the end, resulting in a couple of runs. But of course, the rocket off the bat of Main Attraction Junior to dead center. It's going to get out in pretty much every park. That thing was crushed, and that gives the wolfyLions the advantage here. Time to lock it down on the mound here with Donkey Plow.
The Knots have been looking pretty formidable here in Game 2. Not say that they weren't in Game 1, but it does look like the batting is a little bit more present here for the Knots against Plow rather than how it was against Alpha Lion there in Game 1. The 2-1 fastball in the zone is ripped towards right field. Nala's going to have to track it down. She does and makes the grab in right field for out number 1.
Yeah, and that's not all that surprising going back to what you were saying. Alpha Lion, the ace, and they're called aces for a reason. They are hard to hit, throwing a gem there against a great hitter in Wishbone. And honestly, Plow following it up so far. We'll see if the trend continues, though. Like you said, Wishbone does look a hair more comfortable.
Fastball outside of the zone, not offered at the 1-2 here. The high heat. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high fastball for out number 2.
That was just beautiful location, up and in, slightly above the zone. Extremely tantalizing pitch for just about everyone who plays the game. Pays off there.
And first pitch swinging there is Wishbone out of the zone, but pokes it up the middle for a base hit. 2 outs with a runner on first. The tying runner is on first. And Alan Shepard, the number 2 batter, power versus lefties, is activated. We'll see what happens here. Curveball left in the zone. Hit foul. Dangerous pitch there from wolfyLions. That curveball, changeup out of the zone, but able to get a glove on it is Scar, but the pitcher isn't in time to cover first, and as a result, everybody is safe.
Yeah, I thought, he did a great job knocking it down. He would be able to beat the runner back to the bag. He doesn't. Another missed. He's going to have to make it to first, and all of a sudden, bases are loaded.
This is spiraling, and here's where we were talking about that 2-bar defense earlier before the game started. We hadn't really seen it come into play too much, but I think both of those plays, maybe if there's a little bit higher defense on either of those two plays, maybe there's a better chance. It's hard to do it with defense because it's not as clear-cut as some of the other stats are in this game.
Sure, that's a fair point. And
the two-seamer gets away from dog catcher and goes out of play. And that is how the game is tied up. A wild pitch catches up to Donkey Plow. The fastball left over the zone makes it a 6-3 ball game. The Knots are capitalizing.
Wow, this inning turned on a dime. All of a sudden, the Knots lead by 3. Couple of defensive, I don't really want to say blunders because they were tough plays. You throw me out in a baseball field, I'm not making those plays. But typically, you hope you come up with them. He doesn't. And that opens the door for the Knots. And then just a fastball, completely missed location there. Wishbone didn't miss it. Still plenty of time for the wolfyLions, though.
And that's something here. wolfyLion didn't do, and I've seen this happen in the past with him in certain other games that he has played. Where, the defensive blunder is like, okay, he made a defensive blunder. On those plays, he was playing defense the way I would have played it. He was not making a mistake there on defense. And it was just the percentage errors there. That they were tough plays to make. He played them as well as he could have, as well as any of us could have. As that one is belted to deep left field. It's a 2-run ball game. Don't count the wolfyLions out yet.
And he went with the contact swing there. I believe Wishbone just went to one of his low velo relievers who pitched very well in game 1. We saw in game 1, Wolfie not willing to power swing. It pays off there. That was a contact swing dinger, no doubt about it, to left field at Red Rock.
That'll be the day for Donkey Plow, who was doing a rather good job up through that bottom of the 5th inning, but then gave up 4 runs. As that one is belted to deep right field, but it doesn't have the juice. But Lovell isn't able to play the ball correctly, and it bounces in front of him. It's a single. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we've seen, like you said, the defensive errors that are no one's fault, but we've seen our fair share of defensive errors that are someone's fault. And that's a big one right there because it allows the tying run to bat, aware Wolf. He is going to pop out here, but the 3 best hitters in the lineup about to come up as the tying runs.
Out number 1, that'll bring up Lion Scar here. 1 out, a runner at first. He has been money this series for the wolfyLions against the Knots. We'll see if that continues here. First pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, but he's able to collect it quickly. Not enough time for the runner to advance to second. The tying run is at the plate here for Lion Scar. Swings at that one towards the gap in right field. It's curving towards the right fielder, however. Lovell doesn't miss that one. Makes the grab for out number 2.
Yeah, a couple of great swings. There was the one that Lovell didn't catch that I think you and I both thought was gone off the bat. That one ripped. I thought maybe he had a chance to get in the gap, just curved towards Lovell. 2 outs now. Man of the hour.
That is a nasty pitch right there with that curveball. Looks like it's inside. Called a strike. That one nowhere close.
Great
The
stop.
1-1 here to Junior. Swung on, hammered, but amazing diving effort there from Mattingly. Picks it up and throws it to first for out number 3. A very similar dive that the wolfyLion second baseman just couldn't make in that pivotal bottom of the 5th, which ended up leading to that 3-run homer.
Yeah, still a great inning for the wolfyLions. They were down 3, now they're down 2. You never, ever, ever want to leave your whole comeback up to one single inning, so chip away is the way to do it. And that was a great start.
But a good effort by the NASA Knots to get through that tough part of the wolfyLions lineup. We'll see if they can add on some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th with Harrison Schmidt. The bottom of the lineup here. The 2-1 here from Chuck Lyon, who we did not see in game 1. BB prone activates here as he gets into a tricky count 3-1. Fastball down the middle, swung on and missed. Risky pitch there. Payoff pitch goes for that inside 2-seamer. Located well. Weak contact to center field. And Vaintractor Jr. can't quite find it. Is able to collect himself and make the grab in center field for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a missed route there, but it doesn't matter. He had plenty of time to get under it. If that was hit maybe a bit harder, and he goes in on the first step, things can be a bit different. No harm, no foul.
Chases the two-seamer out of the zone. Attraction gathers it, throws it to Scar at first for out number 2. Brings up German Titov. We'll see if he stays in the game. The low velo pitcher did give up a dinger. He will be done for the day. And Ellison Onizuka steps in. Swings at the first pitch, low and inside. Wolf collects it, throws it to first. So a 1-2-3 inning there for the wolfyLions. Their pitching has been getting the job done. It was just that 5th inning where everything just seemed to spiral out of control.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want if you're wolfyLion. You scored the 1 in the 6th to start to creep back. The last thing you want is to ruin that momentum. He did a great job conserving it. Now he gets another chance.
Gagarin on the mound now in relief. Main attraction, swing and a miss. Just missed that. He was thinking dinger all the way there. The 0-1 inside, swings again, but this time weakly towards Armstrong at short for out number 1. And main attraction struggles continue at the plate. Delivery to dog catcher inside, just misses hitting the catcher, and I think she takes objection to that, stepping outside of the box for a second. The 1-0. Misses a bit low. Dog catcher is tense after that dropped ball. The pass ball, I should say, as Mattingly picks this one up, throws it to first to retire the catcher. I'm sure she missed that passed ball that resulted in a run scored, and then immediately after that 3-run homer. So 2 outs here, nobody on for a whim away. First pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1 here from Gagarin. Right in the heart of the zone, but taken all the way. Just a mistimed power swing there, it looked like. The 0-2. Chases that one out of the zone. Gagarin has plenty of time to collect himself. Catch that comebacker. 7th inning stretch here at Red Rock Park. The Knots lead 6-4. The lineup will turn over this inning.
Yeah, that was just a nice screwball right off the plate. Hard to lay off sometimes, especially when you don't see a lot of screwballs. In the XBL, there is a limit set on them, so you don't see them all the time. In any case, great utilization by Wishbone. Here's his 9-hole hitter, which is not his pitcher. Remember, that's one of the things he does with his lineup.
You can see the wolfyLions doing what they've done all game against this batter, bringing the outfield in. Doesn't matter, that ball doesn't leave the infield. Collected by main attraction, throws it to first for out number 1, brings up Jim Lovell. Still having an amazing season, 442 average. Swings at the first pitch, however, grounded to a werewolf, throws it to first, out number 2. Mojo is up for Chuck Lyon, doing a very good job in relief so far. Brings up Alan Shepard. Chuck Lyon having struggled a little bit in previous outings. ERA at a 5.59. That 2-seamer left over the plate, and that one is ripped up the middle. A 2-out single for the Knots, looking to tack on some more insurance here. Mojo back down. How finicky the Mojo can be.
Wondering if any standard team fans agree with me here. Is this picture an homage to Chuck Filthwick of the Herbisaurs?
100%
it is. Okay, yeah, all right. Similar setup.
The same exact pitch arsenal there, and a very similar stat dispersal, if I recall correctly, as that one is grounded to a whim away, thrown to first for out number 3. The wolfyLions up to bat here with the bottom of their order, top of the 8th inning. They're out hitting the Knots, but they are trailing by 2. We'll see what they can do here with the bottom of their order.
Number 13.
Lion Nala steps in against Gagarin. The first pitch. Bit low and out of the zone. He chases it. Mattingly picks it up, throws it to first. That's out number 1. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Knots fan. Getting these wolfyLion batters retired as early as you possibly can, extending the life of your high velo pitcher. That one down the middle, not swung at. The 0-1 to Pumbaa. Swing and a miss on the high heat. The 0-2. Swings at that one. Might have been a bit in the zone, that low changeup. Still a good pitch for the Knots as Grissom gets under it. Makes the grab in center field for out number 2. This brings up the pitcher spot. This could be the day for Chuck Lyon. 2 outs and nobody on. They'll go to the bench.
Yeah, gotta bring in the power bat here and just swing for the fences. Try and salvage a run out of the 8th before you get to the 9th.
Righty on righty, Gagarin versus Monkey Rafiki coming in off the bat. 200 on the season off the bench. Rips that one, but right into the glove of Armstrong at shortstop. Picks it up, throws it to first for out number 3. We head now to the bottom of the 8th inning. And wolfyLion will be going to Wild Thing up against the cleanup batter, followed by Aldrin and Schmidt for the Knots. The game has been staying at 6-4 for a few innings now.
Yeah, but the way that middle of the game went, if I'm Wishbone, I want insurance runs and then some. This one's going to be close.
That's going to be gone as John Glenn with the locked-in mojo able to put a charge into the heater left over the plate. Wild Thing gives up a solo blast just as he did in game number 1. The Knots offense extending their lead to 7-4.
And that wasn't even a bad spot, I don't think, out of the hand of Wild Thing. Solid fastball, just a better job by Wishbone to pull his hands in and crush that pitch just over the fence. And there's that insurance run.
Cutter misses inside. The 1-1 here to Aldrin. The high heat swung on and missed. K-Man activates for Wild Thing. The 1-2. Misses low. Still able to hit 100 miles per hour even with the tense mojo with that K-Man boost. It's amazing even after you give up a solo homer like that to stay in it. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. That low heat blowing it by him for out number 1. That brings up Harrison Schmidt.
Yeah, that one at 102 miles per hour. Not a lot you can do with that. Even if you're looking for it sometimes, you just kind of have to just let it rip a little bit.
Big swing and a miss there on the low inside pitch. Goes there again. Swung on and missed with the low inside changeup. He's going to go for it again. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Throw it thrice. And WolfyLion does just that.
Yeah, beautiful sequencing there. Finding a weakness and exploiting it. This cutter too much of the plate. Maybe got away with one there. Needs to keep it at 3 if he wants to come back.
Very dangerous pitch with that cutter there, but maybe after the 3 changeups in a row, got some leeway with that one. The 0-2, the K-Man pitch just misses a bit high. The 1-2 here from Wild Thing, swung on and missed, got him with that low changeup again. But now the WolfyLions down to their last 3 outs in the top of the 9th. They trail by 3. Wolf, Scar, and Junior do up the top of the WolfyLions order.
Number 30.
A Werewolf steps up against Gagarin, who is locked in. Right down the middle, swung on and missed. Bit of a power move there, perhaps, or just a mislocation. Second pitch outside of the zone, grounded to Mattingly, picks it up, throws it weakly to first for out number 1. The Knots are 2 outs away from walking away from this series with a nice split. Lion Scar swings at that first pitch, drives it to deep right field. See you later. It's a 2-run ball game here in the 9th.
Lion Scar has probably been the best player on either team tonight, and it caps off his night potentially with a home run. And now the 2 S-tier players get their chance here. Still work to be done for the Lions, but that's a great start.
Junior is 1 for 4 on the day with a home run. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Gagarin no longer locked in after giving up that solo shot to Scar, but he expands the zone low and away. Armstrong's going to get the throw into first in time. A lot of speed there from Junior. Just couldn't beat out the slow roller.
Yeah, you could hear Wolfie frantically tapping the first base button there just to maybe get that extra boost. Just hoping to get an infield single there instead. 1 to go for the Astronauts.
Main attraction trying to keep this game alive, trying to save what's been a disappointing season for him. Grounded right to Mattingly, picks it up, throws it to first, and that is the ball game. The Knots take game number 2 and walk away from the AAA Match of the Week with a series split.
And that's a great split for both teams. They're both over 500, so a very even matchup. You love to see, you almost kind of predict a split going into it when the records are so close. That's exactly what happens. And, if I'm either team, you really shouldn't feel too bad about splitting there. Just a great competition all around.
I'm sure I'm going to hear from WolfyLion after the game about those not misplayed balls, but those defensive not even mistakes. What's the word I'm looking for here? The defensive problems that happened in the 5th inning that led to Wishbone getting that huge inning where they scored, I believe, 4 runs. And that ended up being enough for them to take the win here tonight for game number 2. But other than that aside, they really did play a very good game. Their batting was crisp. The pitching from both teams looked very on point. It was a very good and close matchup between these two, and that's what we've come to expect from AAA this season.
Yeah, that series we just saw was a testament to the parity in the AAA up and down that field. I know I'm sure plenty of people are tired of hearing us saying it, but Too bad. We're going to keep saying it because it's true. It really is present here in this season 10 or season X, if you will. Just a wonderful split there. Both players should be proud. Like you said, the defense was the factor, and that was one of the keys of the game. But both sport the 2-bar defense. In game 1, it was Wishbone's shortstop making that attempted diving catch, I believe, hit 7% odds of dropping it or something like that. That was one of the big difference makers in that game. And then, of course, the right side of the infield for the wolfyLions in game 2 having their own bad percentages, if you will. So, there's always going to be debate, and that's fine, about, how exactly the bars on the defense relates to the actual errors. But in any case, they both they both had the 2-bar minimum, and just looking.
And they still made amazing plays. They still made amazing plays. I'm thinking about the center field robbery that wolfyLion made with Main Attraction Jr. in game 2. And I'm thinking about in game 1, Wishbone making that huge robbery in shallow right field. A robbery in shallow right field. It's deep right field in Founders, but it's really not that deep compared to any other ballpark that is usable in the XBL. We do have some stadiums that cannot be used, but Founders Field definitely one of the more shallow areas, especially when you're talking about right field.
Right.
But still, both of these teams making some amazing defensive plays in spite of the 2-bar defense. It really does swing both ways. It's like you can still make those mistakes and you still make those plays no matter how many bars on defense you have. It mostly comes down to how well you execute those plays and how hard those plays are to make. And we saw the pendulum swing both ways in this series.
And it almost kind of seems like the leaping plays in the outfield get made more often than hard hit grounders in the infield. Those typically have more, room for error there. And a lot of that has to do with timing. Sometimes you can mistime it by just a hair, and that can make the difference. I'm not saying that was the case tonight. Everything looked pretty normal to me, but sometimes it really can come down to microseconds. So maybe that was a factor. But in any case, a very well played split there. But we saw lots of homers, dingers, if you will. We saw some big strikeouts, great pitch sequencing, some good defense and some bad defense. Just a great AAA set. I'm happy for both these players.
2 very close games, both of them walking away with the win. They are staying above 500, and I can't wait to see where these teams place in this AAA season and how they perform in the playoffs. But before we get to any of that, we have to prepare for our XBL match of the week. It's going to be a good one, Weaver.
It absolutely is. B. Hagen and his Megafauna taking on a veteran in Finite Provision and his minors. It's going to be a good one. We'll talk a lot more about that in the pregame show coming up here. They're scheduled that broadcast scheduled to start in about 5 minutes. May take just an extra minute or two. We'll see exactly where we are when we sign off here. But that's going to be a very interesting matchup between 2 opponents who really need a sweep.
It's going to be a really good matchup between these 2 teams right on that playoff. I'm saying playoff bubble, but it's like we're only in week 2, but we got to start thinking about the long term where every single game does matter. This isn't like MLB when you got 160 plus games to play. You have only these 30 something games to play here in the XBL for a season. So every matchup, every game, every win does count in the XBL where only the top 12 teams do advance to the playoffs. So both of these teams are going to be hungry for a win tonight. It's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. We will see how the XBL match of the week shakes out between Finite Provision and B. Hagen in just a few minutes. Weaver, want to sign us out?
Thank you all so much, everyone, for joining us for the AAA match of the week. We have the XBL obviously coming up here very soon, and then we will be live again, hopefully tomorrow night. I'll get with Dwayne and discuss that soon for the weekly roundup. And then, of course, we'll be back here for another AAA set and an XBL set, not next Sunday, because I believe that is the 4th of July. We are preliminary scheduling. We're aiming for next Monday. So just remember, enjoy your 4th of July next weekend. We will not be doing a stream here. Not that you wouldn't enjoy it, of course, but go out and enjoy your Independence Day next weekend. We will not be doing a cast here on the 4th of July. And thank you all again. Thank you, Florbell, for joining us in the booth. And we'll see you guys soon.
We'll be back in just a few minutes for the XBL match of the week. Stay with us.